Why confidence is important for your mental health and why it's something that you should start building today. So, growing up, one of the things that I absolutely struggled with the most was building confidence. And the reason why is because I didn't have a roadmap to building it. But also, I used to think that people that were confident were born that way rather than it being something that is built over time. It's kind of like a muscle when you think about it. So, one of the things that absolutely crushed my confidence was when I was playing basketball for my high school team. So there were times where I would miss layups, I would fumble the ball. There were times where I would just miss easy shots overall. And this was tough for me because, well, frankly, I'm one of the biggest guys on the team. Now, at the time, 6'4" in South Carolina, mind you, that's big enough to play center. But when you start thinking about nowadays, I mean, you have kids that are like 6'8", 6'10", 7 feet that are in high school. But hey, that's another story. Nonetheless, being one of the biggest guys on the team, I actually felt like I was one of the smallest guys on the team because I didn't have the confidence that was needed to perform at the level that I knew that I could perform at. Now, here's the thing, guys. Like I said, I'm 6'4", but one thing about me was that I was very athletic. So athletic that I was actually all state in the high jump and the long jump. So if you were to ask me, do I think I could have gone pro? I would say, I don't know, right? But do I think I could have gotten a college scholarship, whether it be D1, D2, whatever the case may be? Yes. But the thing was is I didn't have the confidence to fulfill that potential. And that's something that gets at me. That's something that actually crushes me. And the reason why is because there's a life that I know that I could live that I wasn't able to access at the time because I didn't have the confidence to take the actions. Okay, so that's why confidence is so important, and that's why we want to talk about it. And again, me as a therapist, I see day in and day out people that are very talented, okay? And I'm gonna say that again. I see people that are very talented and even people that are making really great money that still suffer with their confidence. And with that comes anxiety, depression, stress, sometimes even addictions. And it all goes back because they don't believe in themselves. So that's why I'm talking to you guys about this today. Now, to make this quick, I'm going to go over the first point, and I kind of already touched on it. But the one reason why confidence is important for your mental health is because it helps you to access the image of life that you have in your mind. There's a thought that comes across your mind in terms of the way that you want to live your life, whether it be at work, business, relationships, friendships, family, whatever it is, your personal life. Like, you have an image of how you expect to live that life. And what really crushes people is when they're not able to live out that dream. This is what we call the reality gap. The reality gap is a gap between where you are now and where you want your life to be. The people that are the most depressed in this world have the largest gaps within them. Now, your goal and my goal is to close that gap as quickly as possible and as much as possible as well. And to do that, it takes action. It takes action. But the thing is, a lot of us struggle with that confidence piece because we think, what if I fail? What if I don't make it? Well, here's the things, guys. Failing and not making it and all those things that are getting in your way, those things are temporary. And I would tell you to watch my previous podcast episode because I'll talk to you about how to make hard goals easier to accomplish. But also, something here that I really want to touch on is the power of the trust fall. This was an activity that I'm sure you did when you were in elementary school or middle school, whatever the case it may be, where you put your hands across your shoulders and you took a step back, or rather you fell back into the arms of someone that you didn't know. Now, the trust part comes when you don't know whether or not that person is going to catch you because you're not supposed to look behind you. All you have to do is commit to falling and seeing what the results would be. Now, for a lot of us, we did that. We thought it was funny. It was great. And we just moved on with our lives. But I'm going to challenge you to actually keep that as a lesson because during that time, you didn't know if that person is going to catch you. There's a chance you could have fell. You could have cracked your head wide open, but you still did it anyway. There was no 100% guarantee that they were going to catch you, but you had the faith, you had the trust in them. And when they caught you, guess what you started to have in them? You started to have confidence in them. And that's what's going to happen when you take these steps before you know that you're ready, okay? There's some steps that you just got to commit to. Now, going back to the first principle, again, this is all about integrity. It's all about living out your life according to your values. Again, I have an image of what I want for my life to look like when I'm 50, 60, 70 years old. And because of that, I know exactly what I need to do. And it's the same thing for you. So ask yourself, what is it that I want? And start to look at what are these steps. Because the more you procrastinate, the more you self-sabotage, the more you start to create that reality gap. And that's going to cause the depression and the anxiety and all those things. You're going to end up talking to someone like myself for a few months. All right, guys? So this is why I say you need to live with integrity. And integrity is basically living out your values the way that you see it. And that is the first reason why confidence is so important for your mental health. All right, the second reason why confidence is so important is because it is actually a protector. All right, confidence is the thing that protects you from abusive people, people that are willing to take advantage of you, people who don't give a F about your boundaries, right? Like, confidence helps you to be assertive. It helps you to say no when you really need to say it. Now, one thing that I love telling my clients, and I'll tell you this as well, is that when you put up boundaries, it's not for the other person to respect. And that's where people fall victim. People are like, they didn't respect my boundaries. I'm like, okay, but did you respect your boundaries? When you told yourself that you're going to say no the next time this person asks you for money, or that you're going to walk away the next time this person yells at you, if you did not do that, I have to look at you, okay? Because this is where I got to put the responsibility in your court, in your hands. And this is what confidence is all about. Now, a lot of times people will say, but I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be the bad person. I would tell you that it is actually okay to put yourself first and to hurt other people's feelings if that is not your main intent. If that was not your main intent at the beginning, it is more than okay. All right? Trust me, guys. They will be okay, but more importantly, you will be okay because you made the right decision. So confidence is all about being able to put up these boundaries, being assertive, and saying no when you really need to say it. Also, I'll say this, confidence helps you to raise your standards. Look, I've worked with a lot of great and talented people, all right? And I will pick one industry specifically, engineers, right? Whether it be, web engineers or industrial engineers, civil engineers, like all that stuff. One thing that I've seen reoccurring, especially during the pandemic, was that some of my engineers were actually getting paid a lot less than what they could have been making because they were working for startups. Okay, when you work for a startup, sometimes your check isn't consistent. Sometimes your check is not always the same amount, just like, or as if you were working for a regular 9 to 5. Something that I had to tell a lot of these guys to do was to actually quit their jobs, okay? And when they did that, when they finally gained the confidence to do that, they found jobs that would not only have better working conditions, but they also started to get paid a lot more money. Who doesn't want those things? But you have to have the confidence to actually go out there and do that, to commit to it, to say, you know what, I deserve better. So confidence helps you to raise your standards. The third and final reason why confidence is so important for your mental health is that it stops you from worrying about all the bad things that could happen. It helps you to be able to sleep at night. It helps you to be able to focus on the actions that you need to take that's going to move your life forward. This is what confidence does. When people are not confident, when people are ridden by anxiety and worry, what it does is it stops them in their tracks. It stops them from moving their life forward. It keeps them focusing on all the things that could go wrong, what people think, how they look, all these things. And when they really need to be able to take action, guess what? They can't. That's why confidence is so important. It helps you to be able to get rid of all of those mental health illnesses because you're taking action that's going to move your life forward. I can't tell you how many times people would be able to overcome things like depression, anxiety, adjustment disorder, like all these things, if they were able to just take one simple step. That first step that you may take, it may not be right. It may not be big. It may not be perfect. It may not be what you want it to be. But if it is the step in the right direction, guess what? You're making the P word. You're making progress. And that's what we need. I tell people confidence is like the pillow that you rest your head late at night in the middle of the storm. And that's what you need at times, right? If you don't have this, trust me, you're going to be in for a world of hurt. You're going to be talking to people like me your whole life. And I tend to tell my clients, hey, I love you guys. I like talking to you. But guess what? You guys are not here just to build a relationship with me and just be friends. You guys are sitting with me because there's something that you need. And once you get that, you're going to move on with your life. And I'm going to have enough space or another slot for the next person that is in your same place, right? That's in your same shoes. This is why it's so important. Confidence not only protects you from outside factors, but it protects you from inside factors, right? As I said, like worry, but also self-sabotage, right? Because you believe that you are enough. You believe that you do deserve great things. And when you have that, guess what you're going to do? You're going to start to act as if. You're going to start to act as if you're confident. You're going to start to act as if you are well deserving. And these are the things that you need to do, okay? So, again, the three reasons why confidence is so important for your mental health is that first, it helps you to access that image of life that you have within your head. We all have this desire or this dream, whatever you want to call it, this fantasy, whatever it is that we want to have. And confidence helps you to take the actions to go out there and get it. Second, confidence helps serve as a protective factor because it helps you to establish boundaries, standards, and expectations. All the things that's going to stop you from negative people and the bad things that they do, toxic people as well. And then last, as I said, confidence, it helps you to be able to go after things, and it gives you a place to rest your head at night when you're worrying, right? It helps you to be able to find that solace or that peace from within, right? Confidence stops you from being focused on the negative things and helps you to focus on the right things, the things that are going to move your life forward. So those are the three reasons why confidence is so important. And also below, if you check, I have a free masterclass where I give you the 7 secrets to building massive confidence. Check that out. And guys, this is Coach Wells. I'll see you guys later. And again, don't forget about that masterclass. It's absolutely free. Take action and watch how your life starts to unfold. All right, I'll see you later.